I'm Kerry Fink, and welcome to Helping Seniors Updates. On behalf of Joe Steckler, Kim Bernard, and the entire Helping Seniors crew, we're here to serve you on our Senior Information Helpline at 321-473-7770, 321-473-7770. And here we are. It's Monday, June 29th, and I was just talking with our guest, who is Charisse with Hibiscus Court Assisted Living. Hey, Charisse, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Kerry. How are you?
I'm good. And we were just talking about before we started on the segment here that it's hard to imagine that we're really halfway through the year, as unusual a year as this has been.
Yes, it has been quite the feat. Never really even considered we'd be this far into the year and still not be resuming kind of normal activities. It just it's been one for the record books.
I think so. And I think they tell us we're in phase 2 reopening, but as we were also talking about, it seems like things are sliding around just a bit because they are reporting an increased number of cases here in Florida and certainly also in Brevard County. And yet we were talking on the radio that the basic precautions are always the same, social distancing, staying 6 feet apart, washing your hands, hand sanitizer, wearing your face mask, being very careful, about who you're around and those kind of things. But how has that affected? I know you and I did a Helping Seniors update fairly much right at the beginning when they first told us they needed us to stay at home. How have you guys adapted and made the best of all of that?
Well, I think first of all, we were talking about the different shifts, the protocols and all that kind of stuff. And of course, we took it very seriously from the beginning. So as these new protocols-ish started to come out about maybe wear a mask, maybe don't, maybe wash hands, maybe don't, maybe social distancing, before all that really came out, we really embraced it. And I will tell you, the upswing in the number diagnosed, really, this is not a new story. News a lot of times likes to sensationalize things, but if we look back, we have seen this with diabetes, with dementia, with cancer. It's not that it wasn't there, it's just we didn't have the testing capabilities. So now that people are being tested, we're going to see numbers increase, of course. But, we have adapted in virtually every single way. As an assisted living and memory care, I guess the first primer is it's different inside. And I say that kind of like there's, these big steel walls, but it is. Inside of a community, before COVID, our residents are somewhat in a bubble. They do go out to eat and they go out to events and things like that, but their primary day, their day-to-day life is so wrapped up in all the services and amenities and relationships and just everything that goes on in a community, so that they're already in a bubble. So a lot of people, really have been concerned about, how are your residents doing, and, all of these kind of things. Well, to tell the truth, we're in our little hibiscus happy bubble a little bit. We don't go out to lunch every day. We don't run to the dry cleaners. We don't go to the grocery store for, a bunch of stuff every week. So, the baseline that we're working with as far as what would affect the level of socialization and depression, our baseline is different.
Yes.
So, once you kind of consider that, then you talk about, yes, the communal dining, the communal activities. We're known for our big activities. We're known for blowing it out of the water with huge activities.
Yes.
Our families and our community comes in, and we can't do that right now. So, we've adapted everything we do. The simplest, well, not simple, but the most obvious was communal dining. Mm-hmm. Instead of dining rooms, implementing room service. And even though we also know that our residents need that socialization during meals. So we can socially distance in the dining room and have a few in at a time. Or we've made use of other communal spaces and done smaller socially distanced dining in those spaces. So accommodating the needs of those residents, we've been doing it. Of course, just because COVID happened, it doesn't mean that the needs of seniors changed. I generally work with families who are doing that transition. It may be a year or two before they transition into an assisted living, or it might be a crisis 1 week. But nobody window shops assisted living. By the time they're talking to me, something has changed. They need a service of some kind. And so working with those families, we've even adapted like our maintenance programs. We sanitize everything for new move-ins. We have to meet them at the door, sanitize everything, much like we meet someone at the door and COVID test them, temperature checks, all that kind of stuff. So, dining maintenance, what I'm very, very proud of is our resident programming. And I will say it takes a lot of energy to be creative. It takes a lot of energy to think outside the box and outside of the comfort zone, because we have so many traditions here that you really just have to think out of the box to make it work. So we traditionally have a Friday fest. Every Friday there's some themed party. Last week was Cosmic Friday. It can be a Friday luau, a carnival. Every Friday there's some party. And once a month, there's always a really big one. So we've been doing door-to-door parties every single Friday with music and snacks and whatever. Sometimes there's an entertainer that is along, that's someone from our team in costume or something like that, special talent. So doing those individual things. We're known for the big ones. So like one is our carnival upcoming. We have our casino. Of course, we can't do it in a traditional way, so we all get together and put our brains together. So, for instance, for our casino event that we do every July, we're basically building mini casinos throughout the community. So we may have the Flamingo on one floor and the Bellagio on the second floor, and all these different. I think we're going to go back and do a throwback Golden Nugget one. Like having all these different casinos throughout the building so that we can guide our residents and still socially distance and sanitize, and they still get to enjoy all of those things. Maybe I can't have a performer come in, but I can get a projection screen and we can do a big, Las Vegas style show all day, every day. So you just have to be creative. We were also talking a little bit about what that means for seniors. Our care team has probably been the most spectacular I've ever seen. We have a fantastic care team that really does go above and beyond. And one of the things that we hear a lot from families are how are they doing? They want to know about their medical care. Well, we've been doing telehealth for a very long time. It's nothing new. In fact, one of the foremost gerontology programs, Davis School of Gerontology out at USC, they have really been pushing telehealth in assisted livings and skilled facilities as a best practice for a very long time. And now they're able to actually get research data from this. And we're seeing better health outcomes during COVID. I think we forget that someone that is living in assisted living does have a care team all day, every day, 24/7 care support.
Yes.
And that may look different. That does look different for everyone. Some of it is physical support. They need help with navigating a shower or ambulating. For others, it may just be simple medication management. But when we say medication management, it's also observing and documenting changes where those meds affect someone. So now with telehealth being so prevalent, it's more likely for our resident care director or that part of that team from 24/7 that sees them every single day, it's more likely for the three of them to have a care team meeting, the resident, the day-by-day care provider, and their primary care physician or their geriatric psychiatrist or any of their other doctors that they may need to have a telehealth visit. And what's happening is it's a better conversation.
Right.
The silver lining here is, we've had less reason for residents to go to the hospital. We've had less reasons for residents to need to go to rehab because there is just a more heightened awareness and accessibility for this whole team to be talking about this one particular person and what that person's needs are. So yeah. We're really pleased with that. So for most people, they hear what the news says and they see, you always hear more negative than positive, but I'm always going to be the one over here with the positive stuff because you really can't help it over here.
That's good. So I wanted to ask you too, because I've talked to a lot of our Helping Seniors business partners, and I said, it's interesting. The issues of aging goes on. We get as many calls, in fact, probably in some cases more calls, as you might imagine right now in the middle of COVID-19, just about every topic, because the business of life still goes on. And I was going to ask you how you guys have adjusted. I assume you still have families that are trying to figure out good solutions for their loved ones. So they're calling you. First of all, how do they get in touch with you if they want to get more information about Hibiscus Court assisted living and memory care? And then also, what is the process? How before you would bring them into the building and you would give a tour, how does this work these days?
So we're over here right off East Hibiscus Boulevard, right next to Home Medical Center. We're easy to find. But we don't want you coming in. You can't. But they can always give me a call, and I'll give that number in a minute. But we're actually seeing, since stage 1 kind of concluded, I think once people were able to go to restaurants, everybody wanted to move into assisted living. We've just seen a huge surge of people relaxing on that worry. But from the get-go, the numbers affected within assisted living nationally were actually lower than general population. We were able to put in protocols. So it's actually been safer here on the inside with us than it has been out in general public. But yes, we have learned a lot of adaptive behaviors. In the past, the first thing is talk to a family, find out a little bit, invite them to come in and have a tour, have lunch with us, or meet some of our team, or meet some of our residents. And if it's something that is going to be the right place for them, then sure, let's move forward, pick a date. Let's get all these little details out of the way and get you near home. Now, what I'm finding is I spend a lot more time on the phone initially. Tell me what's going on, because they have to paint a picture because I can't see anything for myself. And then, I send out, I've got several different technologies that I guess another silver lining, I've learned a whole lot more tech than I ever thought I would. I think we all probably have. But, I can send out a link that has a virtual tour of just the community in general. And then we'll talk a little bit more and look at, okay, well, what's going to fit your particular needs? We need to set up a care conference with our resident care director to start that care plan process and get the stuff from your physician. Okay, let's do a live tour where I'm walking you through a studio apartment that might be, that's the one that you're thinking of.
Right.
Maybe I have to do a Zoom meeting with the potential resident, their child that's visiting, or that lives in Texas, or that kind of thing. I feel like I know way more about Zoom and Google Hangouts and Blue Jean and all these other different ways of communicating. I know to turn my hotspot on with my tablet in case I go low Wi-Fi signal. Like, it's just, wow, it's been a lot. But it's been great too, because I feel like as strongly as I feel like our seniors are very connected here at Hibiscus, I also feel that the families that are calling us now need more of that conversation. They need to be heard. They need to share their COVID experience, because a lot of people have had more time to sit and think about what their life looks like, what they want it to look like, and be realistic about how healthy and happy they are in their current situation.
Right.
So I feel like there's some very meaningful conversations that are happening where a lot of different families are more open to this very hard conversation that does bring up a lot of things about aging, that a lot of times, people don't want to make decisions, but not making a decision is a decision. So
that's right.
I feel like we're having a lot of great chances for families to have a lot of communication that has been harder in the past, to be honest.
So if people are going to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to learn more about Hibiscus Court?
They can always visit us on the web. Just search Hibiscus Court Assisted Living. We're the only one. Or they can give us a call, 321-951-1050.
No, that's good. And I know you guys are like the absolute specialists in social interaction, and it's always been like almost like the hallmark of what you guys do is that you make sure that seniors are engaged and there's lots of activity. Just real quickly, I want to know if you had any thoughts or suggestions for those of us that are not at Hibiscus, but maybe we're working with seniors and we are concerned about isolation and things like that. Any suggestions or ideas for that?
Absolutely. So, a couple of things to note about that. One, we can't have families come in. We can't have anything that's non-essential come in. We can't, because it puts our residents at risk. And really, at the end of the day, we've had some hard conversations to say, sorry, just can't do it because residents come first. So know that. But that also means that our staff is spending a lot more time doing one-on-one interactions, customizing everything that they do. So there are ways to still be engaged with the seniors that are in assisted living and skilled nursing facilities. Regardless of whether they're your family member, your church member, your neighbor, there's still ways that you can support not only them and their mental health, but support this team that has been doing this for months and has really their whole heart into it. So one is always tangible things. Residents generally love handwritten notes, cards, letters, pictures, anything like that. Anything that comes in the mail with the name and a stamp makes them very happy. Mm-hmm. It's just the generation that we're with. I mean, and I don't even really think it's generational. I get excited when I get a nice card in the mail. Somebody took the time to write me a handwritten note. I appreciate it. So, that's one way. To a stranger, to send it to the programming person or activities person and say, give this to somebody that needs being cheered up. One group of people just painted a bunch of rocks and brought them in to set around. Another just wrote little positive notes, and we taped them to every breakfast tray and delivered a little note of positivity from, that kind of thing. There's other ways to support, even with strangers. I don't say this has to be family, but it can be. There's always going to be a birthday. There's always going to be a gardener. There's always going to be a lady that likes her nails done. There's always going to be a gentleman that likes sports. There's always going to be these inherent interests within a group of people. Right. And so doing little individualized activity kits or activity boxes where, you bring in a few birthday boxes, mm-hmm. and that programming person goes, okay, wow, this person has a birthday coming up. This one, is for that person. And sometimes when, families, of course, still send us things, and we do full on birthday party. We got a 103 birthday party this week. We're so excited. But doing things like that, I think we all got inundated with the adult coloring books and markers and things in the beginning, and now we're trying to think, okay, how are some other different things? And those activity kits are great, and you could base that on any kind of interest. Individual arts and crafts things are great. Anything by kids is fantastic. Another thing that anyone can do, which when this has happened for us, it's been the buzz of the whole community. Anything that is in the parking lot or around the community. And what that does is, the one piece of advice I would give is let the community know beforehand. So there was one instance, I think we were like the first or maybe the second night they did it, there was a group of people that their church got together and they had a parade to different communities, and they just went into the parking lot and they stood outside of their cars, social distancing, and they were just praying.
That's good.
And for our residents that are looking out their window, what is going on? All these cars, what's happening? And for us to be able to say, you know what, they just came to pray for you. Another group brought some animals by, and we knew ahead, so we were like, hey, look out your windows, and did a pet parade. We had some of our residents' families dressed up in the inflatable dinosaurs and just came out and played in the parking lot for us. Anything like that is still very much appreciated, and it's very simple to do. You pick the day, you pick the time, and you just call us and tell us what you're going to do and when. And almost all of us are very receptive to that. So it's a chance to get creative. We can have people driving the roads now. So I think the more creative, or I don't know, obnoxious, ostentatious, whatever word you want to use, the bigger the splash, the more the appreciation.
Let's just have some fun with it. In the middle of all this, and everything that you're saying is so important, and such a valuable thought process for people to. In the middle of all the serious stuff, we can still remember to live and have some fun. And so I want to actually close out today's Helping Seniors update a little bit by just reiterating the big news of us for last week was that we do have our Helping Seniors car raffle rescheduled now. The grand drawing date is going to be October 10th. Over at the American Muscle Car Museum. And so somebody quickly coined that means it's the lucky drawing date is 10/10/2020. So that seems like what better date could you have for this anyway? But the main thing is, in addition to somebody winning their choice of one of those beautiful brand new cars, 2020 models from AJ Hire's, catalog of dealerships. There's a 2020 Chevy Camaro, a 2020 Dodge Challenger, 2020 Kia Sportage, a 2020 Mazda Miata convertible. Somebody's going to pick from that night. Might as well be you, right? And then also the fun, of course, is being at the American Muscle Car Museum, and owner Mark Pylock has given us the go-ahead to have the big party there. And just one thing that I have to say, because we all are in the middle of COVID, we are giving away the car 100% on October 10th. Our plans are to have the big party there that night. Worst case, we'll rain check the party, but definitely October 10th will be the grand drawing date. So you do want to get your tickets, 1 for $25, 5 tickets for $100. Each ticket is admit one to the big party, and you can get them online at helpingseniorscarraffle.com, helpingseniorscarraffle.com. You can also pop by any Boniface Hires dealership to get them there, or you can call us at 321-473-7770, 321-473-7770. And as they like to say, you got to be in it to win it. So, Charisse, any final thoughts or comments? I know we're all looking forward to that big party now.
I think we all are. I think we need it. I think the biggest thing is to remember, even during all of this, we're still humans, and we still need connection. So we still need to think of being positive and being creative. And if you don't do anything big, that's fun, but do something little for somebody every day, a senior, a friend, a neighbor, because that's the only way we get through all of this.
Oh, you said it so well. Well, Charisse Durham, thank you so much for taking time. I know you've got a full schedule there at Hibiscus Court and assisted living and memory care. Thank you for all the good work that you guys do in the community. You really show the rest of us, I think personally, how to do this well and to make sure that it's a good focus for the seniors and the residents you guys have there. And like I said, a good example to the rest of us. So much continued success. We'll ask you back in a few weeks and give us another update. But thank you for all you do for helping seniors. And thank you, viewer, for tuning in for us today for Helping Seniors Update. We'll be back on Wednesday. So on behalf of Joe Steckler and Kim Bernard and the whole Helping Seniors team, hope you have a good week until then.